Welcome back to the channel. We are at Albaneve Ancient Spire. We are looking to the southeast. The sun is going down and we are going to, let's just filter by Shroud Roots and Elixir Wells. Yeah, we'll start there. All right, zoom out. The first one we're going to do is this Shroud Root right here, and let's get started. So let's see, did I mark that? No, I didn't. So we're here at Albany. We're going southeast to our first one. And the reason we do this one is because we just arrived at Albany and we may not have our frost gear. So this is all below the frost level. So this would be the first one. Now, warning, there's a lot of mobs down here. If you're not geared or ready for this, be extremely careful. We're gonna land out of the shroud on this mountain that's sticking up and get ready to do battle. We're going to look down in there on the shroud itself. So you can see it right there, the shroud root, and boom, we hit. All right, so we're going to run around here, jump on top of this, look at all the activity down there. And there's our boss right there. And let's just go ahead and make that guy angry. Try to take him out. Here comes a friend. I'm high level, have the gear to do this, so when you get here you will not. So a couple of shots, you may aggro the vulture, and there we go, one more, and it's down. All right, cool, a lot easier, right? I think we're safe. Take out the shroud root. Let's look around. So essentially we got to deal with one of these. So we were able to pick up the fell monstrosity head. This is a boss that you take out when you come to Nomad and need to strengthen your flame. And yeah, you go to, what is it, Cradle of Dusk, if I remember correctly, to fight that mob. But I'm going to go ahead and loot the rest of this, and let's get on to the next Shroud Root. So the next Shroud Root we do is in an Elixir Well southwest this time. This is the one we just did, and we're going to do this one right here in an Elixir Well. And again, it's below the frost level. We don't have a frost gear yet, but that's the next one we're going to do. So I'm going to wait for morning, and then we're going to take off. All right, it is morning. We're 530 something away down in the shroud. Let's make sure we're headed the right direction. Yes, we are. And as you're gliding down, you'll, just like all the other Elixir Wells, you should start to see the pillars that mark it. There's a shroud cloud that's a little bit high, that hides it early, but we should start to see it right now. See, you can see it right there. And let's try not to go in the hole. If we can. I got a bucky and I have a vulture. Got an angle on me, huh? Two vultures. Very nice. So, like usual, make sure you grab this in case you die. It's an Elixir Well. And I'm going to just jump down here. across the bridge. And what do we got guarding us? One or two? One so far. And it's not going to be that easy early in the game. Let's see, we're coming up this one. Alright, go back. I hear something. I hear something. I hate those guys. Alright, let's grab this fountain loots here. And there's a gold chest. So, up to you whether you want to take advantage of that. Helix one, not bad. Higher level. That'd have been nice to get earlier. But there we go. That is Shroud Root number 2. And again, we're right here in the Shroud. Here is Albaneve Summit. Alright, we're back at Albaneve Ancient Spire, and the third is in another elixir well. Now, this one you have to do to kill the boss. This is a quest, and yeah. So you may have already done it, but you're gonna have to do it anyways. And to me, I hate this elixir well, but we're going to glide to it. It's faster for me to use my Howling Peak altar up here, turned on. But for the video, we're going to run up and get to it. So. There it is. Return beacon. Right. Now comes the fun part. So, yeah. Alright, we're at the elixir well, the return beacon. Essentially, we started at Albaneve. We went across the river. We ran up through the gate. We kept going up. Then you bear left. And right here, across this bridge right here. And then we run north, and here we are. Now this elixir well is going to pop up for you because it's part of a quest in advancing your flame level, getting the Cyclops head, and all that fun stuff. So I'm higher level, so I can run in, take this mob out pretty quick. There's a round chest down there. Just get out a little early. Do that, and I'm gonna have a lot of mobs coming at me. All right, let's head into the elixir well. Here we go. That's not the hardest part. Not by a long shot. We got mobs in here. I think there's only one bomb bug, but depends on what your enemy amount is configured for. Alright, so there are 3 Shroud Roots in here. Therefore, 3 skill points and a lot more. I mean, you're going to get some levels in here. So, yeah. So we're looking for this wheel right here. And we're going to have some bugs flying at us. Take them out because they're annoying. I hate heights. So, yeah, I don't want those things flying on me. So, I have double jump. I'm going to jump here. I'm going to jump down here. I'm going to go across this beam. I'm not going to waste time to grab that silver chest. There's our first Shroud Root right there. And I have Ghost Glider with updraft. I don't think I need updraft. We've got a natural updraft wind coming from below. But let's just start gliding this way. See, we're getting a little bit of lift and enough to make it. All right. I have some bugs in here to fight, depending on your enemy mount set. Could be more. But I've actually made an adjustment. I'm on default enemy settings. So there's the first one inside the elixir well underneath the Howling Peak Mountain. So yeah, there's the first one. There's the second one right above my head. I'm not going to loot anything. We're just going to start heading that way. All right, we have another updraft that's right here we're going to take advantage of, and we're going to glide across. I don't think I need to use my updraft. This should be enough to naturally lift us up and get us down to the point. Now there's ice in here, lots of bugs. So pick out the launchers, summoning point for these bugs as fast as you can, and then get over here as fast as you can. So let's get up here and take this one out. Shroud Root number 3. All right, here we go. All right, you want to clear these out, grab the loots if you can, but we are headed up. Look for this this wood gateway here. We're gonna head up there, and it's boss time. So we're sliding around on the ice. It is boss time, and yeah, low level. This is not easy by any means. All right, so as soon as you get up there, you're gonna trigger the boss, and let's get going. All right. You've eaten all your food, you got everything ready to go. There it is, getting angry and coming at us. So this one here, yeah, be really careful. I'm taking it out really fast because I'm geared and so on. So, but take it out as fast as you can. Stay out of his beam, and then watch for his is it spell that he casts that throws you up in the air. It's actually a savior sometimes. Just be ready to glide, because it helps you get away from him. Glide to a safe point. Right? So we're going to take out the third Shroud Root in this elixir well. Very nice. Thank you, Keen, for giving us that, as well as all the fun and excitement of fighting that boss and even getting here. So, all right, let's get on to the next one. All right, we're back at Albaneve, and we're going for spot number 4. Now, it is right there, but there's a cave entrance right here in this quarry, if you will, mining point. And you don't need frost gear for this, so you're starting to work on strengthening your flame because you've got the head, and you start building your warming gear and all of that. But you don't need warm gear to go down here. We are below frost level. And yeah, so let's make sure I'm paying attention. And we are right down here. Just be careful. Not too far. Not too far. Wait. Right. Is this the cave entrance? I believe so. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark the Shroud Root since I have it. You won't if you're the first time coming here. And we're going to head on in. Alright, I'll know I'm in the right place when I see this to the right. And we're going in. So let's see here. Still haven't hit Shroud. Let me go to my torch in here. And yeah, let's go ahead and start dropping down. Right, then down here, then onto the ice. Get ready for some action. Since I'm not being attacked. Dig out the flowers as soon as possible. And right here, I'm going to take these out. Across the bridge, don't fall off. Any skull friends. That one's already dead. Alright, cool. And Shroud Root. Alright. So this is location 4. Let's see here. Really? You guys are going to be bothering me? I'm trying to record a video. Alright. Cool. Gold chest over here. Let's go ahead and grab that. I think it's going to be a little quiet. More quiet here. So, grab that. Cool. 2 legendaries. Alright, so this is location 4. It's Shroud Root 6, is it? Well, because we had 1, 2, then we had 3 that were in our elixir well where we killed the Cyclops, and so this would make it 6. But yeah, there we go. So just remember the cave entrance right here from Albaneve. Along the side, once you go in, there's a couple of cave entrances. There's one up here, but this is the one you want. And then just head on in, and it is back underneath the mountain. So there we go. Let's get on to the next one. All right, we're back at Albaneve. We're looking off to the northwest. Let's go ahead and go to the map. Our 5th location here where Shroud Root is just a Shroud Root. And it is down in the shroud here on the other side of this mountain. So you strengthen your flame. I don't think you need to get into the shroud, but by this time, if you're following what I'm doing, you have your Hollow Peak altar up here, and we're going to glide down from there, because once you get that altar up there to fight the dragon, you're able to get to all the balefires and the rest of these shroud locations. So, all right, let's get up to our altar and take off from there. All right, we are at our Hollow Peak altar. There's the dragon. Hi, buddy. Do you have any arrows? No. So the next one we're going to get to is around this mountain here, over 1,000 away. And make sure you got your stamina up for gliding and all of that fun stuff. Let's go ahead and take off. I have it marked. You will not know where this is. So that always made it fun. But hopefully this video will help. So we are headed here. Let me turn around. And I'm looking for, now we're 900. I need to turn around some more. Here we go. Now are we heading in the right direction? Yes, we are. So down there, when you're doing the reconnaissance, is Bitter Melt Lake, and you're going to want to get that on your map. That's what's down there. Combination of frozen water and thawed. And you're looking for these 2 peaks right here, and we're going to be dropping down into that shroud. So on the other side, or the end of Bitter Lake. Always mess that one up. Bitter Melt Lake. All right, let me start heading down. So it is right down here. Now this Shroud Root, be very careful. You might want to land a little bit before it, because there's some fun mobs in there that are going to attack you. So we're coming down into the shroud. And we're in a safe place. And there's the Shroud Root. And there are a lot of things that don't like you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take everyone out here. You might be pulling, and you probably want to take that out as soon as possible. Pull everything back to a safe place back here. And I think there's a little bit more. Let's see if we can cut this down. Yeah, here they come. Here they come. There we go. That is number 5. Alright, we're back to Howling Peak Altar, and it's on the other side of the arena here, and I'm going to glide this way around. Ghost Glider, Updraft. I'm not going to use Updraft, so definitely, you've got Ghost Glider by now. And if you don't, I have videos to show you how to get it. So we're going to glide around here. We're going all the way around for the most part. Now this one was really hard to find. There's actually a cave entrance down in the shroud. We're going to drop on and come on in. So we're headed down 180. Underneath this mountain is the Shroud Root. And right down here. Now what you're looking for is that building to the right, and then you can see a little rock formation coming out, and right in between it is the cave that we enter in. So we're going to drop down here safely, not hitting any sides and taking any fall damage. Let's see here, safely, there we go. Alright, cool. We are at the entrance and have guests waiting for us. So yeah, let's get in there and get this one. So if you haven't strengthened your flame yet, this may be Deadly Shroud. I can't remember, but make sure you can safely get down here before you go in. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark it since I can. There we go. We're going to head in. And let's see what fun creatures we find in here. So... Ooh, really? Oh, a skeleton. Alright, we're going to go to the left. Alright. Bomb bug. Okay. We're just around the corner here, but I'm looking. There we go. Don't get hit by that beam. That does a lot of damage. But make sure you're picking these up. I think these are level 33. Yes, they are. Archaic Essence. Alright, cool. Safe now? How about... Oh, nice. Bomb bug, knight, the witch. Some B word. Alright, let's take this down really fast. So you might be fighting outside, pulling stuff to a safe area where you can take it out. Alright, cool. So that was, hopefully I called it number 6. So here's Howling Peak, the arena. There is Albaneve. You want to run all the way around. To get to this shrouded area down here, there's the cave. All right, there we go. Let's get on to number 7. All right, we are at our Howling Peak altar. There's our friendly dragon. And the next one is right next to Celeste, and you definitely have to strengthen your flame. This is Deadly Shroud. Here is Ironheart Bellfire, our gold chest farm, and yeah, we're going to go for this one next. It is again on the other side, and we're going to go off to the left and start gliding there. All right, so this one is not that hard, but you need to make sure you land in a safe spot. So let's look down. There's Bellfire right down there. Let me zoom, do this. Ironheart. And it is just literally on the other side of that. Back there in the Shroud, Celeste. And this is a great farming point once you get there for lots of fun stuff. So, especially experience points, EXP. All right, through the smoke. Clear the smoke. And then start getting ready. I'm gonna try to land ahead of it, not in it. Often I'll try to land on the top of that, but the way to get in is actually over on the other side. There it is. You can land right on the top if you have it marked. Let me do this. And then let me do this. And then there we go. There are a lot of things that are going to give you a challenge. That's why I did not want to make this look too easy. If you land directly on the Shroud Root, in case you're farming the area or whatever, you might trigger some bugs, but you won't trigger all the other spawns. And then that you can quickly take this out and then start your farming, because now you have a point that you can port out of to wherever you're going. Come up here safely. That is location 7, and yeah, let's get on to location 8, which is an elixir well. All right, we are back up at our altar at Howling Peak, and we're going for number 8, which is an elixir well, and it is, zoom in a little bit, tucked in under a cliff, back deep here, not that deep. You'll be able to glide right to the elixir well as we're going in, so we'll do a little reconnoiter. There it is right down there above my head. That's where we're going. You got a gem forge. You got windward balefire. Just go in between them and you'll see that opening right down there. And yeah, I'm gonna glide right down to the opening, get a little low and then straighten out so I can get back in there. And hopefully we land right on the return beacon if we're doing things right. All right, as we get closer to the opening, we're going to start leveling off. I haven't used updraft, that's always available. We're 150. It starts to get a little harder to see. I wish I wouldn't have used that, but it's straight down here. Let's see if we get lucky and land. Yes, very good. So we've arrived at the elixir well right here from our Howling Peak altar. So we glided all the way down to this point, and let's get in there and get this party started. So I'm going to drop down right here. You can always take the grate down if you want. Drop off here. Don't need that. Drop off here. And then we got some fun down below with this. I could just go. You don't want to drop down into that. That would be a very bad experience. So, you know, I can't get a good shot on it. So what I'm going to do is glide over here. Because you know what happens when this hits you? It spells spells instant death. A good AoE cleans up the mess. Oh, and he just follows you around, and it's a little frustrating. So leave it up to you. You certainly don't need to do that. There's the Shroud Root, and I could glide over to that, but I want to show doing this from above. So let's just go down here. Get this guy out of the way. Don't have to kill everything, but there's a boss in here that, yeah, you want to be able to back up in here safely to take care of if you need to, because it is the same. Didn't mean to run into that. It is the same boss that the Cyclops that we did in the previous, what was it, Shroud Root number 3, where you need to get the head to strengthen your flame. And there it is back there. So we're going to make him angry. Don't get hit by that beam. That is like instant death. We're backing up here. That is that bounce spell. So I'm higher level, can take him out a lot easier. You're probably going to be running in here. The bounce spell, this kind of worked out great because when it bounces you, you just bounce off of that. If you didn't hit your glide in time, do not glide the wrong direction. Yeah, that could end up being pretty bad. So we're going to go in here, see if there are any more friends. No, they're not. And we're going to cut down this route here. Here we go. So that was number 8. We're going to head back to the Howling Altar. Number 9 is actually right here. So if you want to climb out of this and then traverse through the shroud and get up top, we're headed over to Polaris Falls next, where the next Shroud Root is, and it's the 9th Shroud Root in the order that I do it. So I'm going to head back to Howling Peak, and we're going to glide that way. All right, so here's Howling Peak. We glide down to here, and right above the event honor hall, and we're sitting on top of this mountain peak right here, and we are looking at Polaris Falls. So we're going to glide down to Polaris Falls. Let's make sure we've got everything marked. Yes, we do. There's our Shroud Root. Let me go ahead and mark that. And yeah, Polaris Falls is probably one of my favorite villages. It's just a lot of fun and good resources. Higher level mobs, but yeah, good resources. Like for instance, you can land right here, and you have all this coal, and then you can go down there. Let's just land on one of the roofs. And the shroud is actually under Polaris Falls. Here we've arrived. Let me just go here. Really don't feel like dealing with any of the mobs in here. There's a lot of them, and there is a lot of EXP that you can get down here. But these guys are tough, and I'm high level. They can do a lot of damage. So what we're going to do from this rooftop, all right, there's Polaris Falls. We're just going to go down here into the snow and then head back into the back on the frozen ice. That's me, not somebody hitting me. All right, let's head back and then down into the shroud. So there's some kitty cats back here in that cave. We don't need to deal with them. Come out at you. All right, so we're going to jump off into the shroud. The cave opening is right here. That's as far as I can zoom in, and the shroud is just inside, so it makes it real easy. So we're going straight down into the shroud. Hopefully carefully and not hitting any cliffs and getting fall damage. Like that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh he was right back there. But I got this ball flying. Those things will go forever. Right, our shrouds back here. What kind of guests do we have? The growl. Knights. Got everything. Take out everything. Is there, yes there is. That means one or two of these. Shroud. What level are these archaic assets? Let's take a look. Yep, still 33. Huh. Thought they were higher. I'll grab them anyways. I need all those I can get. Right, I think we took care of everyone. Pick that out later. Let's cut this thing down. This is the 9th Shroud Root. It's actually, we got more Shroud Roots because there's 3 in the 3rd location that we went to. So, yeah, there you go. Let me not get jumped. Go, there we go. And I'll grab all of this loot. So, we're sitting here right below Polaris Falls. Down in the Shroud, coming through a cave entrance right there from the Howling Peak altar. Here is Albaneve Summit, and that is quite a journey. So if you don't have Howling Peak, you've got a travel altar or altars that are out here that get you here quickly. So, all right, that's going to conclude this on Albaneve. The next area is one of my favorites and hardest, and that is going to be Veilwater. Yeah, so got a lot going on in Veilwater. Here's Veilwater Ancient Spire, and there, just to let you know, we've got quite a few that we got to cover, and there's some dungeons, underwater dungeons that make things fun, so I look forward to getting to that episode. And until then, you know what? Happy gaming!